we have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions.
Today we unveil the enigmatic underbelly of the United States of America, a land known for its freedom and courage. While America boasts entrepreneurial vigor, cultural richness, and awe-inspiring landscapes, it also harbors mysterious secrets that lie untouched, concealed from everyday conversations. Join us as we dwell into the depths of this nation, shedding light on 10 dark secrets that have been shielded from public discourse. Brace yourself for an intriguing exploration into the hidden facets of America's soul. Let's begin this gripping expedition. Military-industrial complex. The United States spends more on its military than the next 10 countries combined. Yet its massive expenditure and its implications are seldom questioned.
Military contractors, uniform military, the Pentagon, basically pushing their interest at the expense of taxpayer, national security, in some cases our civil liberties.
While national defense is undeniably important, the dominance of military spending raises questions about priorities and balance. Some of these funds be better spent addressing domestic issues like poverty, education, or healthcare. Discussing the size, role, and impact of the military-industrial complex is a topic many shy away from. However, such conversations are critical to ensuring a balanced approach to national spending and domestic needs. School shootings. Nowhere else in the developed world are mass shootings a regular occurrence, yet in America they become grimly predictable. Since the tragic events at Columbian High School in 1999, there have been over 230 school shootings in the United States. Each one is a tragedy, yet the issue remains contentious and polarized. With little progress on effective gun control legislation to prevent these incidents from happening, public discourse often shies away from discussing this issue in depth, focusing instead on individual incidents rather than the broader systemic problem. But the time has come for a comprehensive conversation on gun violence and school safety, for the sake of American children and educators. The hidden poverty crisis. First up, the hidden poverty crisis. Despite being one of the wealthiest nations in the world, the United States struggles with a high rate of poverty. It's rarely discussed in mainstream conversations, perhaps because it contradicts the American dream narrative. More than 34 million Americans live in poverty, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, a sobering figure that represents about 10% of the population. And the problem is not evenly spread. It disproportionately affects people of color and those living in rural areas. The root causes are numerous and complex. Wage stagnation, income inequality, systemic racism, and a lack of affordable housing all play a role. The consequences of this poverty crisis are profound, with impacts on health, education, crime rates, and societal stability. It's a problem that deserves greater attention, as addressing poverty is crucial for the country's progress and overall well-being. Indigenous people's rights. The history of exploitation and marginalization of Native American communities is a deeply embedded yet seldom discussed aspect of American history. Today, many Native American communities face poverty, discrimination, and limited access to healthcare and education. Their sacred lands are threatened by destructive industries, and their rights are often overlooked. The prison industrial complex. The United States has the highest incarceration rate in the world, with over 2 million people behind bars. This situation is due in large part to tough-on-crime policies and the war on drugs, which disproportionately affects people of color. The necessity of prison reform is urgent. By having open conversations about the prison industrial complex, we can push for policies that prioritize rehabilitation over punishment and ensure justice for all. Climate change denial. Despite overwhelming scientific consensus, climate change continues to be a divisive issue in America. A sizable portion of the population either doubts the severity of the problem or dismisses it entirely. The denial is fueled by a mixture of political partisanship, corporate interests, and misinformation campaigns. Unfortunately, the implications of such denial are far-reaching and potentially disastrous, slowing the progress towards mitigating the catastrophic impacts of climate change. With the world facing rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and an alarming loss of biodiversity, it's critical that Americans unite to confront this existential threat. It's high time climate change became a topic of universal concern, rather than a political football. the cost of education. Next, we have the skyrocketing cost of education. America is home to many of the world's finest universities, but the cost of higher education is becoming prohibitively expensive for many families. This has led to a student debt crisis, with more than 44 million Americans owing a staggering total of nearly $1.6 trillion. Unfortunately, this issue is often overlooked, and the dream of higher education is becoming increasingly out of reach for many Americans. The long-term implications include a less educated workforce, higher levels of debt, and increased social inequality. The time has come to seriously address this issue. Efforts must be made to control tuition fees. Mental health stigma. Despite an estimated 1 in 5 Americans living with a mental health condition, there's a lingering stigma around seeking help. Many people suffer in silence, unable to access adequate care or fearing judgment if they do. Mental health issues can affect anyone, regardless of age, race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Yet the stigma persists, exacerbated by the lack of understanding and awareness about mental health. Racial and social inequalities. Despite strides towards equality, America still grapples with deep-rooted racism and social inequality. Whether it's in the form of systemic bias, wage gaps, or lack of representation, racial disparities continue to pervade American society. These issues often go undiscussed, glossing over in favor of a more harmonious narrative. But to ignore them is to ignore a fundamental aspect of American life. The social contract requires fairness, and we must address these disparities head-on to create a more equitable society. Opioid Crisis. For over 2 decades, America has been grappling with the devastating wave of addiction and death linked to opioid drugs. Big Pharma's aggressive marketing of painkillers, along with poor regulation, sparked a health crisis that has been somewhat swept under the rug. Nearly 500,000 Americans have died from opioid overdoses since 1999. And millions more struggle with addiction. The crisis has touched every corner of the country, from small rural towns to major cities, cutting across age, race, and socioeconomic lines. While efforts have been made to address the crisis, it remains a massive public health challenge. It's an issue that needs more than just a passing mention. It requires concerted effort, policy changes, and widespread awareness to help those affected and prevent future tragedies. Shining a light on these dark secrets is not about diminishing America's achievements or potential. Rather, it's about acknowledging that every nation has room for growth and improvement. Through awareness, dialogue, and action, these issues can be addressed, creating a better, more equitable America for all. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep pushing for positive change.